Hello, dear friends, and thanks for tuning into Taste Radio, the #1 podcast for anyone building a business in food or beverage. I'm Ray Latif, the editor and producer of Taste Radio, and with my co-hosts for this episode, John Craven, Jacqui Brugliera, and Mike Schneider. In this episode, we're joined by Trevor Burns, the head of sales for Leisure Hydration, an emerging brand of better-for-you electrolyte drinks that is making waves in Southern California. Remember when we were first introduced to Leisure Hydration? It was called Leisure Project.
It was just a project.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Came out of project mode.
Its drinks were described as hydrating wellness aids.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they made a good decision by calling it Leisure Hydration. Yeah, probably.
I call it Chase Sapphire Lounge Hydration.
It isn't Chase Sapphire Lounge, Leisure Hydration. It's in all of them across the country. This is something Trevor and I talk about in the interview. Stay tuned for that. Well, before we go any further, I want to ask you all a simple question. How much do you think Harrison Ford is worth? I looked this up, actually.
I'll take things that people never think about for 100, Ray.
well, now is a chance to think about it because I asked the question.
I'm going to guess 50 million.
50?
50 more.
That's more.
5 billion?
350?
10 billion?
Mike is closest. So I looked this according to the internet, and the internet's always right.
Yep.
300 million. He has
Wow.
his own aircraft hangar in Southern California. I forget exactly where.
You guys watch Shrinking?
What?
Incredible show.
Oh, I know.
Oh, that is actually really
You gotta
good
watch.
show.
You gotta watch Shrinking.
Yeah.
Okay. Listeners, thank me later.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Shrinking. So
Okay.
I asked because our dear hero, also known as Han Jones or Indiana Solo. Is that what it is?
Okay.
No.
Oh, boy.
Sure.
He's also the Red Hulk, or he's the president, but he's going to be Red Hulk in the new Captain
Yeah.
America movie.
Mm-hmm.
He was recently named as the new face of Glenmorangie. Now, Glenmorangie is a single malt Scotch brand.
Sure.
And he's in a series of new videos. He's wearing a kilt. And I'm wondering, Harrison Ford, 300 million. He's, Han Jones, Indiana Solo. Like, what does he need this money for? Why is he doing this? And is it really going to make a difference? Is it going to move the needle for folks? I thought they're trying to go younger with this stuff. No?
I mean, it's the, whiskey and Scotch playbook, right? Like, old white guy as your spokesperson.
Ron Swanson as your.
I mean, they were probably like, we need someone that's recognizable, but not like The Rock recognizable, where they need an insane amount of money to do it.
Fair enough. But I'm still wondering.
Harrison Ford fits nicely.
Well, why not?
Harrison Ford, Nick Offerman.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Who cares? Don't crap on the guy making it on his
No,
butt.
I'm just trying to say a guy. Okay.
Plug in Scotch, whatever.
Think about
He
a
wants
guy like
unlimited
Timothy
whiskey.
Chalamet, right? Timothy
whiskey,
Chalamet, he's young, he's hip, he's
But do you think of whiskey when you think of him?
That would
Probably
be
not.
weird.
Yeah.
it
He
would
wouldn't be a
at
good
least
fit.
get more younger consumers interested and aware of the brand, no?
I don't know. I
Maybe
feel
that's
like
just not what they're trying to do.
whiskey still is kind of like your grandpa's drink or your dad's drink, and that's how you get into it.
You're proving my point, Mike.
I know, but that's how you get into it, through your dad or through someone who's like your dad.
Like
So-
Harrison Ford?
Or Nick Offerman.
Okay.
Well, Harrison Ford's like your grandpa.
Jeez.
I think.
he is kind of old, yeah.
Yeah, he's up there.
And he's friendly. He's a friendly face. He's kind of funny. Some of the videos I saw with him in a kilt, he's not taking it too seriously either, which whiskey can be taken too seriously. So I think maybe they're trying to just have some fun with it.
Okay, fair enough.
Great actor, pervasive face. I mean, why wouldn't you?
Han Jones, he's the man.
Oh my God. Stop.
You seem really offended by that. Are you a big fan of Harrison Ford or something?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay, jeez. Did you wear the leather jacket and the fedora and the whip and all that stuff when you were a kid?
I mean, I named my son Harrison, so he must be okay, right? If someone stinks, you can't use their name.
Harry's full name is Harrison.
Yeah.
Ah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
How about that? Okay.
He must be okay, right? I mean, you can't be like, oh, well, I don't like Harrison Ford, and then name your son Harrison.
Does Harry wear a kilt?
He would.
I feel
sure.
like he would, yeah.
Yeah, he'd rock that thing.
Chill dude.
Absolutely. Leather jacket, guitar, kilt.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
Nova Hellfire for the win.
I hope that Harrison's getting well compensated for this because, as you mentioned, he's a good guy. And Glenmorangie, I'm going to drink your brand or drink your products no matter what, no matter who your spokesperson is. So, all right, on to more pressing business. I'm going to get really controversial here. And I mean really controversial
Oh,
listeners.
no.
I'm going to be ridiculed, ostracized, and persecuted for centuries. Kind of controversial.
Can you just
here.
say the thing and then
Yeah, just
subject
what's the
yourself to
punchline?
Why
No,
do you?
no.
Why do you have to set it up like that?
Because this is a monumental moment on Taste Radio
Oh my
where I am
God.
going to get, you know that I'm going to get canceled.
What are you gonna do? Say people shouldn't go to Expo West?
I'm going to say exactly that, Mike. I'm going to say this. Here it is.
Here we go.
Do not go to Expo West. Gosh darn it. Look at this. I just got the email from New Hope. They have rescinded my press pass for the show. How'd they even know? We haven't published this yet. No, I want to explain, offer some context, because that's a pretty
That you're literally insane.
That's a pretty big and obnoxious thing to say. Yes, I know.
Very
Okay.
big, very
All right.
obnoxious.
Here,
Unpopular opinion.
When I
Don't
s-
go to Expo West.
when I say don't go to Expo West, I mean don't go to Expo West for a handful of reasons. And for folks who are on the fence and any of these reasons apply to these folks, maybe consider different.
All right, let's hear him, Ray. I'm gonna shoot him down.
All right,
one
all
by
right,
one.
hold on. Let's hear all of them first, and then you can. Or you know,
I don't know. I'd rather just attack
One
him one
by
by
one.
one.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Here, don't go to Expo West. If you're the founder of an early stage brand and barely have 2 nickels to rub together, expecting that Whole Foods and Target are going to be so enamored with your idea
Wow.
that they offer you national distribution on the
Like
spot.
the
That does not
qualification.
happen.
This is really
Wow.
That does not happen.
It doesn't happen. It's true. But you should still go to Expo West if you're
Why?
an early stage founder, just to see what's out there and meet people and ask hard questions. You know, it's a great place to go to see how the industry works.
Yeah, I just feel like it's a matter of setting expectations. Like you should definitely go, but you shouldn't expect the world. You know, you should go in expecting feedback and to learn something.
Expand your network.
Yeah.
It's a
Expand your-
good opportunity to network with a lot of people, to ask a lot of questions. It's good vibes too.
Okay. All fair points. How about this? Don't go to Expo West if you think the arena and the top floor of the convention center, you know, the one that's way, way up. I don't mean like the way up.
The
I mean the
rafters.
way, way, way up. Don't go if you think those places are going to be traffic bastions. They're not going to be that. Everyone knows this.
The third floor gets good traffic.
Yeah.
There's a third floor, but then there's like another floor on top of that.
No,
Is
there's
there?
no other floor. No,
Well,
it's just really
You're talking
low.
about ACC Hot Products, right? That's a
Yeah,
great
there's
place
people
to be.
in there.
Honestly, it's
Oh,
nice 'cause
no,
you
there
got-
was a long pause there. Everyone knows.
Well,
y'all
okay,
lying.
sorry.
Y'all a
If
bunch
you
of
want to meet
liars.
us, we'll be there.
I mean, it's about quality, not quantity, Ray. How about that?
Yeah, you're actually able to like linger and talk, and you're not just, I don't know.
Oh, I
in a
think like the third
huge
floor,
crowd.
they've got the startup CPG area and stuff. There's good stuff up there.
There's
There's bad corners for traffic everywhere.
how many times have you been to the arena in the last like 5-6 years?
The arena? I think I went there last year.
How long were you there for?
I mean, I don't know what the context of this is anyway, because either you have a booth in the arena at this point, and Ray's just calling you stupid, basically, or you don't, and this is kind of meaningless.
no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying don't expect a ton of traffic at these places.
We'll go to the arena.
yeah.
I
I've
don't
gone to the
think
arena every year.
anyone's expecting a ton of traffic.
Jacqui goes to the arena. I go to the arena. We had some amazing bison chili in the arena one year. Oh my
Jeez,
gosh.
that's a memory.
There's some great stuff in the arena if you
Yeah, they had an actual bison.
That's so natural. I can't even get over it. You're just carving up the bison and making some chili right out of that animal. Okay. All right. Now, Mike, jeez, he's gonna.
Ray's killing me.
Mike already addressed this point, but I'll say it anyway. Don't go to Expo West if you have no actual plan other than just to be there and soak it all in. To me, this sounds self-explanatory, but this is an expensive show to attend, especially if you don't live locally.
I do think you should make a plan and then break it any chance you get, because you're going through the aisles, you've got some content you want to see, or you've got to meet with someone and you're having a great opportunistic conversation. There's a lot of, I guess, wiggle room in plans at Expo West. I mean, unless you're meeting with your dream retailer, they're probably going to be on time or a few minutes late because they're late from their last meeting. That was phenomenal. And be at your booth, if you're going to meet with them. But there's just a lot of meetings that get moved around at Expo West because so many great conversations happen. You just run into somebody that you wanted to meet forever and you have the conversation.
I'm saying about people who do not have a booth there.
Sure.
Well, okay, but I
That
mean,
happens too, though.
Soak it all in could mean anything. I think if you're just going there and trying to do maximum networking, is that soaking it all in? Soaking in all the networking? That's fine.
Who are you networking with?
What kind of question is that? Like, there's so many good people there. You go to literally like a pile of different happy hours. Like, you could just stand around high traffic booths that everyone's going to see. I mean, it's not rocket science figuring out what sort of the cool products are to go see, right?
Stand around high traffic booths? I never thought it. That's an interesting one.
I'm just saying, like sometimes I do it unintentionally. It's like you go to sample something and then you
What John doesn't understand is that wherever he is high traffic.
I was just gonna say, are you trying to say that
I'm
like
not
you're the one
person.
who's
A crowd is following him.
yeah?
There are certain products.
Hey, it's John Craven.
Yes, that's it. I have my own booth. Yes. Anyway,
I guess to Ray's point though, like that's kind of a plan, you know, like I'm going to go buy a high traffic booth or I'm going to go to happy hours. So there's a little bit of, you know, planning around that.
I mean, I would say the temptation of soaking it all in is that a lot of us are just consumers of all this stuff too, right? So I could walk the show thinking, gee whiz, me as guy who likes to shop at a Whole Foods or an Erewhon or Sprouts or whatever, like
or say gee whiz.
All the brands that you shop are there, and I could just go around eating samples and loading up a sample bag of that.
Is that a good use of your
No,
your time?
I'm just saying that's literally the only thing I could think of doing that would be a bad use of your time. Maybe, okay, second thing.
Rucking.
Second thing that would be a bad use of your time. And
Say G. Willikers this time.
I don't even know. I don't know what that is. I mean, there are some people that just sit in their booth like on their laptop or their phone, you know?
Yeah.
And generally speaking, those are not the brands that are in our audience. But I saw a bunch of those at the fancy food show, you know, where it's like we walk up to a booth to get a sample and there's a guy on a laptop who doesn't even look up.
That's usually like the international
It
section.
is.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to say it, but you did.
Yeah.
Wow, Ray.
I mean,
you know what? Hey, there's value in transparency here.
in fairness, that guy was probably closing on a container load deal of like his truffles or whatever we were eating, but
Exactly.
so
He's probably doing
he's
some-
losing money by looking at
That's
us.
when
Yeah.
John just
He doesn't
slowly,
understand, like-
he slowly creeps his hand out to like steal like, you know, a jar of truffle sauce, and all of a sudden like the guy looks up and then he's just too like lazy.
Then
to
we run. I
say
created a
anything.
diversion.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Okay. Here is perhaps the most important do not go to Expo West if point that I'm trying to make here. And I've heard this, you know, from folks that have been there.
oh,
Killer
I got
points.
it. Is
Here
it
we
the
go.
fear of large crowds? If
You
you,
know
have
what?
a clinically diagnosed
Is that agoraphobia?
condition,
I think that's
I
what
don't
it
know.
is. Yeah.
Okay, we'll go with it.
Geez, I mean, 80,000 people. If you want to,
you should not go.
yeah, you're not going to be a
Don't
very
do
happy
it.
person.
That's the only useful bit of information we've given you in this entire podcast.
Not true.
Or host
Not
meetings
true.
off location, you know, have people come to you.
There you go.
That'll be fun to try to get to extract people from
Right?
Expo West. Good
People
luck
do
with
it.
that. Good
All
luck
right.
though.
Here's the one that's
Let's hear it.
going to get me banned from the show. Don't go to Expo West unless you understand that there's a strong likelihood that you will receive no explicable ROI for the show. There are hold on. There are
No measurable
thousands.
ROI, you mean?
Measurable, explicable. It's about,
Take your pick.
yeah.
Okay.
There are thousands and thousands of brands that are exhibiting, and despite retailers sending armies of buyers and category managers and investors supposedly waving their checkbooks around, it's a logistical nightmare. Lots of brands get overlooked, and few get the kind of deals that are purported to take place at Expo West. All right, now I'm definitely not going.
I'm curious your data set. Ray.
I think literally everything you said. Just think the opposite.
Why? What do you mean by that?
I think there's plenty of measurable value for people. Come on now.
No, I'm saying,
People close deals in their
Yeah.
booths.
look, I've heard this from people. I've heard this from anecdotally from people who are there. I'm just saying that if you go there and you're going there for exposure and awareness and to network and all this other stuff, great. If you're going there and you're saying, look, I am definitely going to get the 20 grand, the 30 grand I spent on this show, and I'm going to get that back tenfold, even onefold. I don't even know if, I don't know if that's like, I don't know if that's real.
Yeah, but also you might not meet the buyer you know you're going in for, but you might meet a connection that leads to that buyer. Or I feel like it's all about networking and creating that community and, you know, planting the seeds for the future. So it might not happen on the show floor, but it might happen, you know, 2 steps down from there.
I do think that, there's value to planning what's next after Expo West too. And, to be self-serving, some things like, a little industry advertising can't hurt you to do after the event or before the event to get people to come to your booth, after the event to remind people to have the conversation or finish the conversation that you started at your booth, or to continue the vibe of Expo West, kind of control the narrative. There's a lot of reasons to, not put all of your eggs in the Expo West basket, but I think it's a good place to put eggs.
I think it's a good place, as Jacqui mentioned, to plant seeds. I think if you run into someone from BevNET.com or Taste Radio, and you say, hey...
Eggs are seeds that hatch chickens, right?
Okay. Wait a minute. Do dogs lay eggs?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they do.
Dogs lay eggs?
They sure do. Oh, yeah.
No,
They
Jack.
do, Jacqui, yes.
That's from Family Guy when Peter's like, I learned today that dogs don't lay eggs. And he learned something new today. Anyway. No, planting a seed is important.
Incredible episode.
I love, look, a lot of this was designed to generate some conversation and to get some discussion going, obviously.
Is this Taste Radio's version of Rage Bait?
Yes, it's rage.
Because you're making me rageful.
No, I enjoy going to Expo West. I particularly enjoy going and seeing early stage brands and meeting their founders and seeing the innovation that is going to be driving the food and beverage industry forward over the next 5-10 years. I really do. I love when people are wide-eyed and bushy-tailed and excited about what they're doing. I think I just get sometimes kind of disappointed when this show is so big and there are so many people and so many booths that people get swallowed up. And I just want to make sure that people are aware of the fact that they have to use their time really wisely, and that they have to be very conscious of who they're talking to and why. And yes, meet, network, and collect business cards and so on and so forth, but be really intentional about what you're doing.
I think Expo West is a collection of microcosms of awesome experiences. So you have brands that are closing their big dream deals, but you also have, think back to when we met like Glow Nuts at Expo West, Jacqui. If you talk about bright-eyed and bushy-tailed brands who walk the floor, and we were meeting Kristen from Glow Nuts and talking about her aspirations and how far they've come since then. And we got a chance to meet like Maza, who had their own, vegetable boards that they were serving to people, and they didn't have a booth, but they were getting all kinds of attention. And I mean, it means different things to different people at different stages. And that's one of the beautiful things about Expo West.
Yeah, and even like brands that aren't exhibiting, like a lot of these brands that Mike's talking about, they slid into our DMs and wanted to talk, and they were like, we're going to meet you in this corner at this time, and we're bringing
Grounded.
stuff in our backpack. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be a little bit hungry, and you got to set up meetings, and you have to be a little bit more intentional, especially if you don't have a booth to drive people to.
I got to meet the founders of Grounded at Expo West, and they had their own not a booth where they basically were just like, a side of the booth, set up their own little sampling station, and we're like doing these guerrilla samples and just like some incredible meetups.
Next to a high traffic booth, is what you're saying? They're kind of
it was actually it was in the corner near a restroom. So
oh, okay, definitely want to meet folks there. I mean, that's a
high traffic area.
high traffic area.
It was a high traffic
By
area.
the freaking way.
Just ride the escalator from the lower level to the main level the entire day, handing out samples.
That's actually
Okay.
genius.
I'm sure you won't get thrown out.
Yeah.
You have
okay.
people trapped.
But like now, that's a brand that's doing well in Whole Foods right now. Gabriel Bean and his amazing Grounded smoothie.
That was the secret to their sauce, the men's room. Yes.
Oh, Jesus.
I said near, not
He
in.
went there. He went there.
Okay, well, I'm going to do a PSA
Jake Carl's
here.
on the other hand.
I'm going to do a PSA here, and that was what I was getting at with just a freaking second here. And Nate, who's our studio director and our Minister of Photographic Arts, will attest. When you walk into a bathroom and you don't wash your hands, people notice. Please, for the love of God, when you go to the bathroom, wash your hands. And I know that doesn't apply to our highly hygienic and wonderful listeners, but if you happen to see someone, say something. You know what? There's airport signs that says, if you see something, say something. This is what I'm trying to say about the hand washing. If you see something, say something. For the love of God.
We got
I think this
we got Rage Latif today.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I don't think you should follow that advice. We need a legal disclaimer that those opinions are Rays and Rays only.
Is this, have you talked to BevNet's attorney this morning?
Yes.
I don't think you want to just accost people, but anyway.
All right, fair enough. Okay, everyone knows
They have a code of conduct that I'm pretty sure explicitly probably says don't do stuff like that.
Okay, well, everyone knows I'm just saying these things in jest.
Ray's just going to body slam them.
No,
Douse them in hand sanitizer.
Fire him down off a
Oh,
roof.
boy.
All right, well, I've stood on my soapbox. I'm off it now. And I do want to say, if you are going to Expo West, we do want to see you. So send us those DMs. Send us a note on LinkedIn. Email us. We'd love to see you. And if you decide not to go and blame me, please
fair.
don't.
That's a fair thing to do.
Please don't tell the folks at New Hope because
Who don't listen to our show,
Just
probably.
blame Ray.
they listen to our show.
Oh, hey, Ray's soapbox is full soap.
Can we
He's
sample
washing
a
his
product
hands.
now?
Yeah. Speaking of high traffic booths,
Because I feel like I've got one that's really appropriate to follow this whole entire conversation, which is this new Liquid Death Dr. Death. Kind of describes the past 20 minutes.
how
but,
is that appropriate?
Or my killer-
How does it describe the past 20
I have
minutes?
killer cola.
I know. Jeez.
We should just nuke the last 25 minutes.
They need a new SKU just called Nuked. Just no flavor. It's just Nuked. But yeah, this is Liquid Death has these new, I guess we call them sodas, even though they call them flavored sparkling water. But they have a Dr. Death, which is like a Dr. Pepper, Killer Cola, and I don't remember what the name of the root beer
Rip your
one is.
wrath, bro.
Yeah, I feel like, sorry, Liquid Death, that's kind of the lamest, least edgy name of the three. But it's these are 10 calories, have some stevia in them, definitely taste like a diet soda, but pretty good.
Yeah, they're pretty tasty.
So yeah, they're sparkling. They're technically called sparkling water, but they have sweetener
That's
and
what it says, flavored sparkling water. So, yeah, I mean,
It tastes like diet soda, though.
tastes like diet soda. And for that, it's pretty good.
Diet soda that's 10 calories and no artificial sweeteners. That's a good deal.
And you look cool holding the can.
Yeah.
and you
Speaking-
match.
Speaking
Oh, yeah.
of,
Yeah, mine matches. It's camouflage. Camouflage.
I got one that kind of matches mine.
Mine's camo. Yeah, you do too.
We mentioned Mate Party a couple weeks ago. This is a brand of sparkling yerba mates. They have 3 varieties. I mentioned they have a lightly sweet, an unsweetened, and a mint grapefruit. We met the founder, Jessica Oliverio, I believe is how you pronounce your last name, at the Winter Fancy Food Show. She so kindly sent us samples. I'm so excited to
Thank you,
get
Jessica.
into these. And yeah, very cool looking brand.
Very cool.
Also, samples in the office of a brand called Sacred Bev, which is a maker of wellness beverages. I pulled a couple from the cooler. They have a couple different functional benefits. Each one is specific to a functional benefit. We have an immunity. We have a wellness. The immunity has a blackberry flavor. The wellness is a pomegranate lemonade flavor. Each is infused with different functional herbs. So the immunity is with astragalus, echinacea, burdock, and ginseng. Justin Quisquis, who is the founder of the company, joined us recently for an episode of Elevator Talk.
Nice.
And it was great. Check it out on the BevNET.com. And if you're interested in participating in Elevator Talk, you should. If you're an early stage brand listening and you want to build some awareness within our community, you want to get people to know what you're doing, and you want to hear some good advice from one of our expert co-hosts, just apply to be on the show. Here's a little tip. Unless you're a brand that's been around for a while or a very large brand, aka Liquid Death, you'll probably be able to get on the show. So if you're 0 to 3 years in, you've got some traction, but you're not necessarily like in every Walmart in the country, we will definitely accept your application and love to have you on the show.
If you're not sure if you're going to get on the show, you can just ask us, and we know the people who
Absolutely.
make the decisions.
Absolutely.
Speaking of Elevator Talk, the brand I have in my hand right here, Pody Life, would be a great fit. I don't know if they've been on the show or not, but I recommend they do apply. They are a line of seasonings, but what they do is it's kind of like a dehydrated sauce. So they actually are based in like nuts and legumes and lentils. So they have a crispy garlic seasoning, and then they also have this zesty coriander seasoning, and then I know they also have like meal kits, and they're really just trying to bring South Indian pantry staples to consumers. I'm excited
Very
to try
cool.
these. Yeah,
Are they based in San Diego?
They're not. They're actually based in Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, okay. I feel like I've heard of them, but I'm not sure from where. Maybe they just have a familiar name.
They have some fun packaging too, and then on the front they tell you exactly what's in there, and you can see it like in the seasonings.
Nice. I have in my hand a bottle of New Water, Neau, and New Water is one of the partners for our Miami meetup, which is happening in a week. Well, a few days from the publication date of this episode, but February 11th. I know John always gets on my case about this. February 11th at Ampersand Studios in Miami from 6 to 8 p.m. We are expecting a good turnout, actually a very good turnout of founders, investors, retailers, distributors, consultants, so on and so forth. And now is the time to sign up if you have not. tasteradio.com/Miami. If you're a founder, if you're an operator working with a brand, bring samples. BYOS will have some places for you to showcase those samples so people can taste your product, look at it, hopefully buy it at some point or even invest in it. So Miami Meetup, thank you so much to New Water once again for being a great partner, and Matriarch Wealth Management also for being a great partner.
Thank you
for the event. Tierra Negra. What a brand.
Thanks, Ray. That's what I'm holding in my hand. Ray and I just sampled this at the Winter Fancy Food Show. Such a great time being there without Mike. But it is premium Mexican dark salsa. It's like a more intense salsa matcha meets a mole, I guess is how I would describe it.
So good.
So good.
Of course, I wasn't there to taste it.
Yeah, he doesn't know anything about that.
I'm pretty sure it's good.
Yeah, but it is, really good stuff. Super nice founders that we met at the event. And, excited to, put this on some tacos or something or anything. Just eat it from the jar, maybe.
I had it with some falafel the other day.
Oh, yeah?
That was really good.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The folks from Tierra Negra actually highlighted our mention of the brand on the LinkedIn.
Oh,
and
delightful.
the IG. You should check it out.
And now we have a jar.
Yeah. So Mike found our next thing to talk about here.
Well, it looks like Cleveland Kitchen's gotten themselves into some sauce, Ray.
Some everything sauces.
Yeah, they're a maker of fermented products mostly.
We know they're from their kraut. Their kraut.
Their sauerkraut.
Their kimchi.
Their
pickles.
And now they've got some sauces here. I've got the dill pickle buffalo everything sauce, which is made with avocado oil. It says it's tangy and spicy. And the kimchi ranch everything sauce, which is also made with avocado oil and is creamy, spicy, and sweet.
Cleveland Kitchen, everything they make is amazing. So I haven't tried these products yet, but I know they're going to be amazing. And I love the fact that you can be pretty versatile with these. It seems like you can put them on anything.
I like that they're on brand with Cleveland because they have two very, very tall founders, and Cleveland has two very, very tall buildings.
Wow, what is going on over here?
What does that have to do with sauce?
The only person who hasn't lost it today is Jacqui. And I don't know, Jacqui probably has lost it.
They're
gonna happen.
Also, their buildings aren't that tall. Let's be honest.
No, it's true. I mean, it's just a Cleveland joke.
Yeah. But I feel like Cleveland Kitchen is...
Love you, Cleveland.
...taking up on a trend that we've been seeing a lot of over the past couple of years, which is sauces. Just in general, condiments that you can use for a variety of reasons. Versatile sauces, as it were. And it seems like every week I'm seeing a new one come to market.
A lot of sauces.
Yeah, a lot of sauces.
I can't wait to try these.
Yeah, they look really good. And they're using, I believe, like their kimchi as a base, which is really cool. So you still get like the gut health and the umami.
There definitely are, Jacqui. It's right in here. It's those are the top ingredients: the Cleveland Kitchen classic kimchi, and then their classic pickle brine for the pickle buffalo sauce.
Another brand I was introduced to at the Fancy Food Show, but we didn't mention yet, is called Tari, Tari.
Oh, those are cool.
And they are a maker of hot sauces, Peruvian inspired, or hot sauces inspired by Peruvian cuisine. They have an Amarillo pepper variety, and they have a rocoto pepper variety, which I don't know what rocoto pepper is, but
Let's find out.
yeah, these look great. The Amarillo is described as a mild and tangy kick, and the rocoto as a spicy and smoky one. Beautiful packaging, beautiful
Put
labels.
Peru on everything on the side of the label.
Yeah.
I love it.
You got an alpaca on the front, or a little image of an alpaca on the front of every label. And yeah, these really stand out. I'm excited to try these.